Hello, my name is,
Dániel Sallói.
but my friends call me.
Daniel.
I was born in,
Hungary, 1996.
and I am
28.
years old. But I look like
Ooh, 22 maybe.
I live
Kansas City.
in school. I always excel in,
I would say history. I was good at that.
and I hate it.
Ooh, math.
That's a classic. My childhood dream was to be
A soccer player.
another one.
Another one?
Another classic.
Battle owner?
But I also saw myself doing
Business.
business. There you go. My first job was as a
It was a soccer player.
okay, and now you play as a soccer player.
Yes, yes.
Okay, understood. I started playing soccer with the team.
With Sporting 2017.
How old were you?
I was 21.
Okay, rising star.
Rising star.
My position on the field is,
A left winger.
but I also play as a.
Forward or right winger?
When I have time, I always escape to.
Nice coffee shop. Get a little espresso.
Oof. George Clooney. And when guest comes to my house, I always cook.
Ooh, I don't cook. I serve cocktails.
In the future, I see myself as a.
Ooh, the first thing that comes to my mind is a dad, a father one day.
Good. But I also don't rule out dedicating myself to.
Lots of work in general, for sure. Mix of those.
Okay, cool. That's the intro.
Love it. Let's do it.
So, what do you think a winger needs to have?
I'll speak on what I have and the good things that I have because I don't have everything that I should. But the one thing I think that definitely adds to my game is being able to score goals and get in front of the goal. And that's always comes from a mindset of my dad telling me, like, when the action starts, you need to get up to the box. Like, doesn't matter where you are on the field, you need to make the run and finish it. So you are always in the box when the action finishes. And I think that's a good way to start it in your head, to get there and try to score a goal. It will add to your stats and it will make you a much better
You score
player.
a lot of goals like that.
I've scored many when I get up to with the action. And this past weekend, I actually scored one of those, and it definitely brought back memories of my dad saying that to me. And I think it's good for young players to have that mindset because it'll be there for you.
Right. And I think you had a virtue that not a lot of soccer players have, which is you are very fast with the ball in your feet. I remember training with you, and I was like, today I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna catch it. Especially when you are not playing, that you feel anger. It's like this guy has been fucking around with me a little bit, and but I couldn't catch you.
Yeah, I think I tried to do everything quick, and you know where that comes from? Well, I'm glad that I'm quick, but definitely guys are so much faster. Like, it's just crazy how the speed is always going up with the game. But I was always skinny. So to get away from the big guys, you have to do things quickly and you just get used to it. So all of a sudden, that's part of your game.
So it's like, okay, I gotta be the fastest I can so they cannot even reach me.
Exactly. Because if I get to a duel,
Right.
Not
Well,
easy.
this is what happened with Iniesta and Xavi, all of those, that they already know where the next pass was. So they would just, when you are getting closer, ciao.
Yes, that's crazy. That's why it's always like when you play these good teams, and I didn't play against Iniesta and Xavi, but I'm sure it was even better than that when you're like, I'm gonna kill these guys and I can't even get to them.
Right.
There's no chance.
Right. But also I saw a lot of movements that you did on the space. You like to kind of, for when a midfielder has the ball, to look for those diagonals. And I think it's hard these days because some of the players, they think, okay, if I'm making the run twice and they don't pass me the ball, I'm not going to do it again. And all of a sudden you are opening space for the other ones, right? But how you approach with that mentality, knowing, okay, I'm doing it for the team, and at some point I will get it, but not getting frustrated because you are not getting the ball.
Yeah, that's so tough. It's so tough, and not gonna lie, you have days and you have games when you're like, no, like I can't, and that's bad. But I think what helped me a lot is it's probably Peter's mentality in terms of he doesn't care about an individual. He liked always like the team matters. And when you get into this environment as a younger player, you just kind of add that to your game. I always hated like defending and stuff like that, but Peter put so much emphasis on it that you're like, all right, fine, I'll do it. And then all of a sudden you find yourself that it's part of your game. And, it's a good thing that you can add that to your arsenal for sure.
No, I actually saw you on left back pretty much.
Yeah, a lot.
And then you have to do it all again forward,
yes.
right?
And it's not good because I don't get up always, but I wish I was a little bit more further up when we are defending.
Right.
But it's one of those things that I think I have the physique, like the fitness to do it, and if it helps the team, then you want to do it. So, and as I said, you have better and worse days, but I think it's a good detail to my game.
When you started in SKC, you didn't get much minutes, but all of a sudden, like, you start playing. How you went from like not falling into the I'm not playing. I don't want to work. It doesn't matter, nobody's watching it. I do a great training and next day I'm not playing. So how you go from that side and actually playing?
Yeah, that's what's difficult as a young player. I think patience is so important, and so many guys who come through the system, you see their talent, but they don't have the patience and they get into arguments with either the coaches or the staff or anybody. They start hating on the player who plays in front of them, everything. And it's just a mindset of, I'm better than that guy. How can I show it today? And even if you show it, you don't get noticed always. I'm not saying I did something crazy special, but to wake up every day with the mindset of, I'm gonna show it. And when you get the 10 minutes, get the 20 minutes, you're like, that's my game. Like, it's not about, why don't I get 50 minutes? Why don't I get 90? I get 10.
Right.
And I remember my dad always saying, you need a shot on goal in 10, and you need to somehow win the game. When you get in there, you will be the one who win the game. And when you have these types of mindsets, it's almost like you speak it into existence. Doesn't work always, but you need to have that mentality, I think.
Right. At least you know that you gave your best, that you are trying to improve when you are not playing.
Yes.
And it puts you in a better position when you actually have the chance to play, because a lot of people, there's two paths, right? Saying, okay, he's right, I don't want to work, I give up, right? And the other one is like, okay, I'm gonna prove you wrong, and I'm gonna be in the best shape ever. I'm gonna train when everybody's sleeping, and all of a sudden, when I have the chance, I'm gonna prove it to you.
Yes, and it's not easy. And I always say patience is one thing. You need to also get lucky, because when you get your chance, something happens usually with the player in front of you, with the team's performance, something. You need that luck on your side. I remember when I played in Hungary, I signed with the first team. Sorry, I haven't even signed with the first team, but they said, we don't have enough players for the summer camp. Can you come? We need to pull some guys from the second team.
Right.
That's luck that they didn't sign enough players. I went there, and then the coach fell in love with me and I started on the first game of the season with the first team. Right. I was still on an amateur contract. So that's lucky, but then doing your part is important.
Right, you were ready at that time.
Yes.
When you got the call, you had put a lot of work, so when it comes, you have the confidence to actually execute it.
Yes.
And because speaking to that, how you handle those moments of pressures, knowing that, okay, this is my chance, this is now, and like some of the kids could be triad days or knowing that there's a scouting at the game. So how you handle those kind of moments?
I think it starts with like at a young age when you were playing as well, you always had someone, like if it's your family, it's your friends who come to a game, like you always want to impress them. A girlfriend, somebody, somebody comes to the game but you think, ooh, today I'm showing it off. And to have that consistently when you're getting to the age of performing and getting closer to the professionals, it's so important.
Right.
Because I've always had that. I loved when people came to my games, and because I was like, I'm gonna play good because they are here. They're gonna talk about it at school because I played so well.
Right.
And that transfers into later. You play in front of 60,000 people, and it seems like I'm gonna impress these guys, all of them, even the away fans. I'm gonna impress them. And it just starts small, but then it becomes bigger. And yes, there are a lot of stressing moments when you are younger and you first find yourself in a stadium. If it's 5,000 people, 5,000. If it's 50, your legs are shaking a little bit.
Right.
But then you get used to it. But I think that's starting early, having that pressure and wanting to prove them
Right.
is always important.
And it seems like your dad was a great influence. Some parents want to be maybe too involved, or they put a lot of pressure to the kids. How important you think like parents are through the journey of some kids?
It's very important, and he was so influential to me. Him and my mom as well, but my dad, since he was a soccer player, he always put so much energy into my career. We had so many arguments, or so many. He wants to tell everything, every little detail, how to do it, and.
Right.
I remember games when I went home as a kid and I was crying. My mom was making lunch and you're like, what happened this time? And he never had a positive word. And I remember he told me one time that, why? Because I want to get in your skin and play my career again in your skin, because I want the success for you that I can help with. And, parents always want to help. Sometimes they don't do it the right way. But when I moved here to the US and played at the academy, I got away from my parents for a year, and they didn't get to come to the games. They didn't get to watch it. I mean, I sent highlights to them when the game was recorded. Sometimes it wasn't.
Right. Most of the time it wasn't recorded, so you don't want to get that pressure.
Exactly.
That, right?
Yeah, but then my dad would ask me, how was the game? And that was the first time when I could say from my perspective, how was the game?
Right.
And in the beginning, I was like, oh, it went well. I did good. And then 2-3 games later, I was like, I actually didn't do so good in the second half, this and that. And all of a sudden, it became like a so much better connection. I would say my part with so much honesty, and he would try to help.
Right.
And I think that helped our relationship so much that I was away. And after, when he watched it, it was a balance of all of these things. So I appreciate their help a lot.
So in a way, you guys grow up that help each other, right? He wasn't on top of you as much as before, and also in your part, you were honest with how was the game and kind of finding that balance.
Yes. But he was always trying to help, but as a kid, sometimes that help doesn't react the same way. And I always told him that not every kid react the same way.
Right.
And I still think that, because some guys, they can get pushed out and have training all day, every day, and get bullied, and it helps them. And some people just lose their interest in the sport, and that's so difficult.
Right.
And as a parent, they just want to help.
Right. They just want to help, and I feel like finding ways to do it and kind of, because your kid, right? You gotta be sensitive to that. Sometimes, as much as you want to help, you are putting too much pressure, and I've seen it too. But I think that's great advice. So you're playing away and coming to United States and being at SKC Academy. How was that transition, and on the field, but also off the field?
Yeah, it was tough, because all of a sudden I was in a different country. I spoke English, but not as good. But all of a sudden, everything's so much faster. I go to a new school. I have a whole new team, and it was crazy. I don't see my family. I lived with a host family, so all those things were, so fast and so quick. And it's 10 months really in my life, but it really gave me the family. How old were you? I was 18. I just turned 18 at the time. It's not easy, definitely not easy, but I was very lucky with the host family I got. And, Sporting has a great system where you are put in a position and you have a role, and they teach you about the system from bottom to the top and top to bottom. So when I was later on life, I was making the steps. It was nice to have the same feeling at every step of the ladder, academy, second team, first team, whatever it was. Did
you rely a lot with the host family to get adapted, or it was more like teammates or friends outside of soccer?
Host family for sure. They helped so much, and to this day they are my family. They're my American family. I couldn't have been luckier at the time. I remember doing it with other exchange students, and they were like, I hate my host family. And I was like, I was just in Disney World. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
But my teammates were amazing. And this past Thanksgiving, I actually hosted all of them. And last time we played together was 2014. So it was just really good to have them all. And, everybody goes in different paths. I'm sure you've seen that.
Right.
But it's just nice to have always to reach back to a group where you had so much fun together. And
Right. That's the beauty of it,
Yeah.
right? And I experienced it myself. Going from Barcelona to Kansas City was a big thing for me. I couldn't speak English at all, and all the cultural differences as well. You know, like I wasn't used to the food. I wasn't used to the language. I wasn't used to the way Americans think. And until you don't figure it out, all of that, it's hard, and also affects you on the soccer level. So did you experience that as well?
yes, 100%. But I feel like what's good about you and I as well, when we get into these situations, that we are so open-minded, and that's why we succeed in a different country, because you cannot be close-minded for that. Like, you need to be able to, oh, that's how they do it. That's cool. That's cool for a different reason. There's so many foreigners who come, and I'm not saying Americans go to Europe or Europeans come here, whatever direction it is. You just go to a foreign country and you're like, oh, that's weird. Oh, that's not good. I don't want to do that.
Right, I don't want to learn the language.
Exactly. And I think you need to embrace the culture. You need to learn the language where you go. You need to be able to open for everything. When you go to Spain, oh, they eat dinner at 11. I'm going to eat dinner at 11.
There you go.
It's not, you don't have, like,
Siesta time? Let's
siesta,
go.
yes, exactly. So I think that's what made it successful for me.
Right.
And you know that when you move to a foreign country as well, like in Portugal or wherever it was,
Absolutely.
you need to adapt.
I agree, and that makes a lot of sense, because then you can empathize with people. They see that you are trying, so you are even more connected to them. And I think, like, a lot of people here in US, especially the kids, that they want to have an experience abroad, maybe do a camp or being there for a semester, having that willingness to learn and to be immersive and put themselves out there. Maybe it's not comfortable, right? Because you will hang out
Yes.
with a lot of people that you don't understand what they're saying, but doing that effort, it will pay off.
Yes, and that's how you'll have the full experience. And I think I'm so happy that I did it that way, and I would not change it if I did it again.
Right. Do you have any superstitions at the game or before the game?
Oh, not much. No, I don't like to do it, because if I have a bad game, then I have to, like, not do it again, and then all of a sudden you find yourself never having a routine or superstition.
Right.
No.
What was the most important goal that you scored?
For me, it was the 2017 Open Cup final. I scored the game-winning goal, and that was amazing. And to find ourselves in the final again, hope I can repeat it. But that was the most important one
Right.
for
So
me.
if you score, what you're gonna do?
I'm probably gonna run to the stand. Hopefully, I'll have some family there, girlfriend, people that are important to me. Because last game I had it. At that game, I had my parents in the stand, and I was running to them, and I didn't see that my dad ran down.
Okay.
He wanted to hug me in, like, the first row, and I was looking up to see them, and we were like 5 feet apart, and we still say, like, oh my God, it would have been amazing to hug, but
Right.
this time I'll pay attention.
Right. That's awesome. I hope it goes well. Who was your role model? Who was the soccer player that you always look up for?
As a soccer player, my very first favorite player was Thierry Henry. He played amazing, unbelievable player. And then Cristiano Ronaldo was my whole life. I was supporting him, and I always looked up to him, his professionalism and just the way he breaks records and everything. It's one of those, you wear the same shoes, you want to look the same, whatever it is. But
Right.
I always looked up to him. I think he's an amazing player.
Right. We change a little bit gears here. I know you are very big into fashion. I know you like to dress well. I know that you have that artistic mind. Do you see yourself doing more stuff like that related to that
In the future?
in the future?
Yes, I'm going to say yes. I don't know how, but this year I started my first business and doing a little bit of the creative on that side. I think it definitely opened up my brain in a way that is like, this is fun, this is exciting.
Right.
And when I look further soccer, I definitely see more of many different areas that are not soccer related that I could excel in that.
Right. It seems like you are not the typical soccer player that they just want to play and that's it. They have no other interests. You definitely have a lot of interest.
Yes, that definitely comes from, having parents who figured out their life. My dad after his career, but my mom has an amazing interior design company as well, and she's so successful, and they always push that side to stand on 2 feet. But I want to do the same thing. And honestly, being friends with older guys who are a little bit older than you, so you see them retire,
right?
It kind of gives you a wake up call of like, ooh, okay, you want to figure out what you want to do.
Not outside of soccer world, right?
Yes, soccer world.
Right.
So they retire, and they want to figure out their next step. So then immediately I'm like, how can I get ahead of that and have that figured out by the time? Probably won't, because it comes so quick.
No,
I'm assuming, but still, it's important to have that transition.
Right. No, but I gotta say, like, now we are partners at La Casa de Padel.
Yes.
Which is great. And I learned a lot from you with that side of the artistic side and branding, and I really like to see it, because you bring, not besides the artistic mind, like these competitiveness, this willing to do anything that is taking. Sometimes you call me at 11 p.m. asking to do this or to that, or what you think about this or that. So it tells a lot about how you get from playing and using that mentality to the business side. And that's something that I'm very passionate on, the business side as well. So I think that's very impressive, and I hope you can keep continuing doing that.
Thank you. That's the goal.
Yeah. Would you celebrate a goal against your former team?
Ooh, no, probably no.
I just have one guy that says yes already.
Really?
Felipe Martins.
Really? He said that? I think, a little, like, you're going to be happy, but don't run around, like, just... I also don't like the sorry to the fans.
Right.
I'm not sorry, but...
Right. It's like when playing paddle, right? It touches the net and then it goes in, and you say, sorry, but no sorry.
Something like that, yes.
Something like that. By the way, we are kind of in the same level. I hope in the next years we need to, right?
Enter a couple tournaments.
That would be cool.
Let's do it.
Come to Barcelona.
Okay, I mean, there's many courts there, so we can always play.
Most embarrassing moment on the field?
Most embarrassing. I wouldn't say it's like a singular moment, but I've had very bad, rough patches in my career when you just cannot score, or the team doesn't do well or not. This year as well, and like when it just adds up, and like sometimes the next game finishes and you just have that realization of, oh, it happened again and it's still going.
Right.
And I have another week to prepare with this mindset. It's just so hard, and the way you're walking off the field, it's just like, don't look at me, that feeling.
Right.
So that feels embarrassing at the time, but one moment wouldn't come to my mind.
So how you shake it off after like a bad game, or like period of like 3 games that you're not winning and you're maybe not performing at your best?
It's tough. I've had times when I got out of it quicker than others. There's times when it doesn't affect me as much as others. This year, I feel like it affected me a lot. I think it just, these past years, we always had a bad patch like that, and it just like added up and bottled up in me, and it was just so difficult to get out of it.
Right.
I think that's when you have to like dummy it down and simple everything down and just do the basics and build it back up. And I think it takes time, because you want to do so many things all of a sudden to fix this, fix that, and it's never gonna work. Right. I think it's not just soccer, in other things as well. So you just simple it down, start from the basics. What am I good at? Do that. What am I good at as well? Do that. And then slowly build it back up. But it's not easy. Definitely not easy.
Right. I feel like if you mentally come back and thinking it, it takes you to a bad place, because you're actually not playing. You're just thinking about it. Like, I've seen it with the strikers, right? When they don't score, it's like 5 weeks without scoring, and the press, 6 weeks without scoring, 6 games, whatever, and all of a sudden they cannot focus. They are thinking about
a little
goals.
Tap in is also difficult.
Right.
You're like in.
Exactly. But when you don't think about it, it's like, okay, forget about all of this. Let me just enjoy the game. Let me, as you said, play simple, do the right things, and kind of build it from there. All of a sudden, there's a score.
Yes.
If you were giving a free red card, with who you would spend it?
A red card?
Red card.
I can give any player a red card?
Yeah. No, you could tackle everybody and get a red card.
Ooh. Oh, that's tough. There's always players you play against, and you just, at the moment, you're like, ooh, this guy deserves one.
I would give you 3 if you want.
Who was your choice?
That's a good question. Nobody asked me that.
Nobody asked you back?
No, I ask it a lot, but nobody asked me a lot. I would say probably Javier Morales.
Really?
Salt Lake City, we had such a big battles right there that I think he deserved it at some time.
Yeah, I don't know. I've gotten a couple pretty bad red cards when I just lose my mind and I do something stupid. So I haven't gotten one in a while. But you know who I don't like playing against? Austin.
Okay.
They are very chippy, and that's you always have that feeling. So when I play against Austin, they always tackle me in a way that it should be a red card. So I would definitely pick an Austin player to give it back. But it's so funny because when the game ends, they're the nicest guys ever.
Right.
But on the field, I'm like, God, I hate these guys. I hate them.
Yeah, that's your nemesis team.
Yeah, anytime I've played in Austin, I've lost, and they have the green light in the stadium.
Right.
Off.
Oh yeah, I've seen it a lot of times.
Seen it many times, and I don't like it. So it needs to change at one point.
For me, the worst team to play against was Columbus Crew.
Oof.
I had such a bad experience. They tiki takas
Yeah.
bad, and after that I was like, okay, never. And especially like at the old field, it was like very small. It was kind of like rounded.
Yeah.
It was a bad experience.
You just have those teams when you're like, I keep taking L's here. I need
Exactly.
I need to get out of this.
Yeah, but Austin, they have great fans.
Yeah, amazing stadium. That's why it's so tough to play there.
Right. If you could have a superpower on the field, which one would be?
Superpower on the field. I would want to see the game like when you play FIFA, so you see everything around you.
Okay. Like birds.
Yeah,
eye?
that I think that would be
Like Busquets, for example.
Yeah, like Busquets. Yeah. So there's players who already have this. I wish I had that too. I think that's what I would pick.
But look at you, my friend. You are left winger, so you don't have nobody. You have anybody on your back. Pretty much not even, left side backwards. So you're actually just
But then I could go anywhere and I would still have the.
Fair.
It would just be easy. That would be a good thing to have.
Fair. What's the craziest thing a coach told you?
I had a coach who, in the locker room, was we were in a losing streak. I played in Hungary, and he said he wants to get the team out, and we don't have the aggressive part. And this wasn't to me, but next to me. He sat down next to my teammate and gave him a slap, to the face. The coach to the player, and he was like, "What?" Slapped him again. And he was like, "Do something," and wanted to slap him again, and then he pulled away. And he's like, "Why do I need to slap you 2 times to pull your face away? Like, this team needs more bite.
No.
You should punch me back the first time." And I was like, "What is going on?" So yeah, there's crazy coaches out there, but they just try to get to the team somehow.
Right. What's the craziest prank that you ever did to a player?
Craziest prank we did.
That would be a great question for Johnny Russell.
Yeah, Johnny, that would be a good question for him. We did one that didn't want to be a prank, but it turned out to be a huge one with Busio one time when Johnny and him were going back and forth, sending each other videos as they kick each other's car as they walk by it, just a little tap. And it just got bigger and bigger. And Johnny was handed me his phone and said, record this, I'll send it to Boost. And then he stepped on his car and wanted to walk over the car. And as he stepped on the windshield, completely shattered.
No.
His foot went through. And we were like, oh my God. So we were dying laughing. Obviously, he paid for it and he got switched. But it's just a funny video because we were both just as shocked, oh my God,
Do
we
you
did
have that video?
Yeah, we have
Okay.
that. You can plug it in
Oh,
here.
for sure. For sure. That's a good one. That's awesome. Most underrated player and most overrated player.
For overrated, I'm not going to say one person, but I hate that MLS is still doing the trend of bringing players who were successful in Europe over when they are way too old and giving them so much money when the league has so much talent already. And you could get younger players, you could get those South American players, you could get the younger talents, and giving bringing players over and bringing them $6-7 million when they are already past their prime. I think MLS should stop doing that, because at one point that was good to get the brand up. I think the brand is running, and you should take a different direction of evolving players. And now it's a mixed message that, oh, we have young, talented players. You should watch our league. But also we have old guys who are,
Right.
we don't know how long their knee works. So it's I think that should stop, because there's so much talent in the league at this point that you take away from that message. Underrated, I'm not sure. Maybe Nagby. Lately he's been very rated, but he should have had a much higher level career for what a player he is, and it would have been nice to see him play at much bigger teams. And don't get me wrong, absolute MLS legend, but I think he could have been even further away.
Right, I agree. I would add Diego Chara.
Yes,
I
him
think
too.
Just the fact that he has played forever, and probably like I said before, like we could watch this video 10 years from now and he will still be playing.
Yes, unbelievable player, him too.
Because it's really hard to keep yourself in shape for that long, especially on turf. Good for him.
Not easy. Yeah, good for him.
Good for him. Best left foot ever.
Best left foot. I mean, it's Messi, obviously.
Best right foot.
Best right foot. I'm gonna say Ronaldo for me. His shots were unbelievable. When it comes to for shooting, bro, for shooting.
For shooting?
Yeah.
For shooting, cool. Best brain.
Best brain, Modric.
Best skills.
Neymar.
Best finisher.
Ronaldo.
Yeah. You think so?
Yeah.
Best coach.
Best coach, Carlo Ancelotti.
Best stadium.
Actually, Pep Guardiola is up there.
I was
too.
like,
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna tie them because I'm a Real Madrid fan, but at the same time, Pep is Pep.
Pep is Pep. I feel like Carlo Ancelotti is really good managing the people, and Pep Guardiola, he's actually very good managing, but also like
Building the team, yes.
and creating new ways of playing,
Yes,
right?
for sure.
Best stadium.
Best stadium that I've played in?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say playing in the national team stadium in Hungary. That was just for the feeling that I made my debut there, and like being there was amazing. And it's 60,000 people, the place is huge, and just the atmosphere was great. So I'm gonna say that one for me because it's special a little bit.
How did you feel when you got the first call for the national team?
It was great. You know, it was very emotional to be there because you've been doing successful things for a club, and all of a sudden you have to do for a completely different environment. The ones who've been following, and they say like, do it here. But you know, getting ready for a game when your friends and your family who still live back home can come too,
Right.
it was a special feeling because you know, you start tearing up when you think about it. That they miss your whole career in terms of, yeah, they can watch highlights, they watch it on TV, but being in the stadium is different, you know it.
Right.
And your parents visit.
And actually seeing live is like, no, he's real. It's
He's
not
real,
like on
he's
TV.
there,
Yeah,
yes.
he's there. Like, look at the ambience, look at the
So
environment.
they definitely, they were emotional about it, and I was too. So it was not even how the game went or how I did. It was just the feeling of I get to play in front of them in the same stadium, same place.
Right. And also that you made it, right? You maybe you dream about it and all of a sudden you are there
Yeah.
in front of your family. How do you celebrate a good win?
How do I celebrate? I like to get some drinks with my friends. I can never sleep after a game, so I have to get out. But after a win, it's much better. So get some drinks, hang out, talk about it.
What's the best advice you ever received?
Best advice is that stuff. I mean, the simple ones, obviously, like just as a kid, keep practicing, do your thing. And when you're a younger player, as we mentioned, like be patient, doing those things. But in general, in life, just be true to yourself. Obviously, like don't change with the environment. And it sounds basic, but it's not as easy as you think. But I think I kept that because many times I meet people, they still are shocked when an athlete is super nice to them or they just have a personality. And I'm proud of that. And I think that comes from that advice.
What would be the advice you would give to the young kids that they are starting to play soccer?
I would say, you know, as a kid, you have to practice a lot more than everybody else, and you have to know if this is what you want to do. But if you do, then you cannot let it go for a day, because I look back at my career, and when I was a kid, I wish I practiced even more, because I always tell, like, I didn't practice enough to be at this level. I can't even imagine what I would have done. So that part probably.
Right. Like, that was Cristiano Ronaldo mentality.
Yes, for sure.
Since teenager or even before, he was like fully committed and training
And unbelievable.
double sessions every day and taking care of his body. And
yes. And that's what I remember people always said, like coaches, that it's funny that all of you guys do your hair like Cristiano Ronaldo, but you don't spend the same gym hours when you are there. And it's so funny. And Fonti said it to the younger guys with us. He always does pull-ups every day. He does like 30 pull-ups, and then every day. But when we go on a trip before the game, like the night before, after dinner, we go for a little ice cream, so a scoop of ice cream. And he said that the young players started coming with us to ice cream, and he said, interesting, I haven't seen any of you guys do pull-ups with me. But when it comes to a scoop of ice cream, you are all there. So that's the easy option.
Right. So if you wanna have the reward, you gotta work it.
Yes.
What's the hardest part of being a soccer player?
Hardest part, I would say the schedule. Just not even to you, but to people around you. It's just so much. You cannot plan. Things always change. And don't get me wrong, you get paid for it well, and you get the rewards and the nice life. But that's tough. That's just tough, you know. And when people come in your life and they realize that how difficult it is, it's definitely not easy.
Right. Last ones. This is a fashion theme version of quick fire questions. Streetwear or high fashion?
Streetwear.
Sneakers or boots?
Sneakers.
Leather jacket or denim jacket?
Pass. Love both.
You gotta say one.
All right. Denim. I wear them more.
Designer brands or vintage finds?
What is it? Designer brands or?
Or vintage finds?
More vintage. I'm not really a designer, but not really vintage.
Minimalist or maximalist?
Minimalist.
Monochrome or colorful?
Monochrome.
Fast fashion or sustainable fashion?
Sustainable, probably.
Online shopping or in-store shopping?
Online, I get lost in it, but in store. I'm gonna say in store because I need pants and I need to try them on in store.
Casual or formal?
Formal. I like a formal.
Graphic tees or plain tees?
Plain.
Backpack or messenger bag?
Backpack.
Watches or bracelets?
Bracelets for me so far.
Fashion week or street style?
Fashion week or street style? Street style. I like street style.
Caps or beanies?
Caps.
Bold prints or solid colors?
Solid colors.
Athleisure or smart casual?
Smart casual.
Trendy or timeless?
Timeless.
Like that. Gucci or Louis Vuitton?
Louis Vuitton.
Nike or Adidas?
Nike.
Balenciaga or Off-White?
Off-White.
Supreme or Bape?
Neither. Maybe Babe.
Versace or Prada?
Prada.
Yeezy or Air Jordans?
Air Jordans.
H&M or Zara?
Zara.
Hermes or Keith?
Keith.
I knew that. Levi's or Diesel?
Levi's.
Ralph Lauren or Tommy Hilfiger?
Tommy Hilfiger.
New Balance or Puma?
I'm gonna say New Balance.
Alexander McQueen or Saint Laurent?
Saint Laurent.
Fendi or Givenchy?
Givenchy.
Moncler or Canada Goose?
Moncler.
Calvin Klein or Hugo Boss?
Hugo Boss.
Lacoste or Fred Perry?
Lacoste.
Dolce Gabbana or Valentino?
Dolce Gabbana.
North Face or Patagonia?
North Face.
Awesome.
Good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.